Welcome. In today's video, we're diving into a fascinating topic that often goes unnoticed in the journey of spiritual growth: the role of the ego and how it can block our spiritual progress. Make sure you stay until the end so you have an idea in how to manage the ego. The ego, that part of us that craves recognition, validation, and control, can create a significant barrier between us and our higher selves. It thrives on separation and comparison, leading us to believe that we are isolated individuals rather than interconnected beings. This mindset can cloud our spiritual awareness and hinder our ability to connect with deeper truths. Understanding the relationship between ego and spirituality is crucial for anyone looking to deepen their spiritual practice. When we allow the ego to dominate our thoughts and actions, we may find ourselves caught in cycles of fear, judgment, and attachment. This can prevent us from experiencing the peace and unity that spirituality offers. By recognizing the ego's influence, we can begin to dismantle its hold on our lives, paving the way for a more authentic spiritual experience. In this video, we'll explore how the ego manifests in our daily lives and the ways it can obstruct our spiritual journey. We'll also discuss practical strategies to transcend the ego, allowing for greater self-awareness and connection to the divine. So, if you're ready to uncover the layers of your ego and unlock your spiritual potential, stay tuned. The ego is a fundamental concept in psychology, often described as the part of our mind that mediates between our primal instincts and the external world. It plays a crucial role in shaping our identity, influencing how we perceive ourselves and interact with others. In psychological terms, the ego helps us navigate reality by balancing our desires, moral values, and societal expectations. It's responsible for our sense of self, providing us with a framework through which we understand our experiences and make decisions. However, while the ego is essential for functioning in daily life, it can also become a double-edged sword. As we develop our identities, the ego often leads us to cling to labels, achievements, and comparisons with others. This fixation can distort our perceptions, making us believe that our worth is tied to external validation. Consequently, the ego can create a barrier to deeper spiritual experiences, as it fosters a sense of separation and individuality that contradicts the interconnectedness emphasized in many spiritual teachings. When we allow the ego to dominate our thoughts and actions, we may miss out on profound moments of connection and insight. Recognizing the ego's role in shaping our identity is the first step toward transcending its limitations. By understanding how the ego operates, we can begin to dismantle its influence, opening ourselves up to richer spiritual experiences and a more authentic connection to ourselves and the universe. Spirituality is a broad and deeply personal concept that encompasses a wide range of beliefs, practices, and experiences. At its core, spirituality refers to the search for meaning, purpose, and connection beyond the material world. It can take many forms, from traditional religious practices to more individualized approaches that focus on personal growth and self-discovery. For some, spirituality is rooted in faith and community, while for others, it may involve meditation, nature, or creative expression. Regardless of its interpretation, spirituality plays a significant role in shaping our understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. Engaging in spiritual practices can lead to profound benefits for personal growth. These practices often encourage self-reflection, mindfulness, and a deeper awareness of our thoughts and emotions. As we explore our spirituality, we may find ourselves developing greater empathy, compassion, and resilience. This journey can help us navigate life's challenges with a sense of purpose and clarity, fostering a more fulfilling existence. One of the most significant aspects of spirituality is its connection to inner peace. When we cultivate a spiritual practice, we often create space for stillness and introspection, allowing us to quiet the noise of everyday life. This inner tranquility can lead to a greater sense of harmony and balance, helping us to navigate our emotions and relationships with grace. Ultimately, spirituality invites us to explore the depths of our being, guiding us toward a more meaningful and peaceful life. How the ego obstructs spiritual growth. The ego can significantly hinder our spiritual development in various ways, often manifesting through common behaviors that block our progress. One of the most prevalent ego-driven behaviors is the need for validation and approval from others. When we seek external affirmation, we become overly focused on how we are perceived, which can divert our attention from our inner journey. This constant comparison and competition can create a sense of separation, making it difficult to connect with our true selves and the spiritual essence that binds us all. The impact of the ego extends beyond our individual experiences. It also affects our relationships. An inflated ego can lead to defensiveness, judgment, and conflict, preventing us from forming genuine connections with others. When we are caught up in our ego, we may struggle to empathize or understand different perspectives, which are essential for fostering healthy, meaningful relationships. This lack of self-awareness can create barriers to personal growth, as we miss opportunities to learn from our interactions. Moreover, the ego creates illusions that distract us from true spirituality. It often convinces us that material success, status, or power equate to fulfillment, leading us to chase superficial goals rather than deeper truths. These distractions can cloud our judgment and keep us from experiencing the profound peace and joy that come from spiritual awakening. By recognizing and addressing the ways in which the ego obstructs our spiritual growth, we can begin to dismantle these barriers and embark on a more authentic path toward enlightenment. Ego interference can manifest in various ways in our daily lives, often leading us away from our spiritual paths. For instance, consider a workplace scenario where an employee feels threatened by a colleague's success. Instead of celebrating their achievements, the individual may engage in gossip or sabotage, driven by jealousy and insecurity. This ego-driven behavior not only creates conflict but also disconnects the person from their authentic self, preventing them from experiencing the joy of collaboration and growth. Another relatable example is found in social media interactions. Many people curate their online personas to seek validation through likes and comments. This constant need for external approval can lead to feelings of inadequacy and anxiety, overshadowing the deeper connections that spirituality encourages. When we focus on how we are perceived rather than who we truly are, we risk losing touch with our inner selves and the spiritual journey we are meant to pursue. However, there are inspiring stories of individuals who have recognized and overcome their ego to find spiritual clarity. Take, for example, someone who has struggled with addiction. Through self-reflection and support, they may realize that their ego has been driving their destructive behaviors. By letting go of the need to control their circumstances and embracing vulnerability, they can embark on a transformative journey toward healing and spiritual awakening. These stories remind us that while the ego can create obstacles, it is possible to transcend its influence and reconnect with our true essence. Dissolving ego-driven limitations is essential for enhancing our spiritual awareness and fostering a deeper connection with ourselves and the universe. One effective technique is mindfulness, which encourages us to be present in the moment without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, we can observe our thoughts and emotions as they arise, allowing us to recognize when the ego is influencing our perceptions. This self-reflection helps us to detach from ego-driven narratives and cultivate a more authentic understanding of our experiences. Another vital aspect of overcoming ego is embracing humility and surrender in our spiritual practice. Humility allows us to acknowledge that we are part of something greater than ourselves, fostering a sense of interconnectedness with others. When we surrender our need for control and accept the flow of life, we create space for spiritual growth. This shift in perspective can help us release the grip of the ego, opening our hearts to deeper insights and connections. Incorporating practices like meditation and gratitude can also be transformative in transcending ego. Meditation provides a quiet space for introspection, allowing us to connect with our inner selves and cultivate awareness of our thoughts. Regular meditation can help us recognize the patterns of the ego and create a sense of inner peace. Similarly, practicing gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, fostering a sense of abundance and contentment. By integrating these strategies into our daily lives, we can gradually dissolve ego-driven limitations and enhance our spiritual awareness. In summary, in this video, we explored the intricate relationship between ego and spirituality, highlighting how the ego can often obstruct our spiritual growth. We discussed how the ego manifests in our daily lives through behaviors driven by the need for validation, comparison, and control. Recognizing these patterns is crucial for anyone seeking a deeper spiritual connection. By understanding the impact of the ego on our identities and relationships, we can begin to dismantle its influence and open ourselves to more profound spiritual experiences. Overcoming ego is essential for spiritual growth. We shared practical strategies such as mindfulness, humility, and surrender, which can help us transcend ego-driven limitations. Additionally, we emphasized the importance of practices like meditation and gratitude, which foster a sense of inner peace and connection to the greater whole. By integrating these techniques into our lives, we can cultivate a more authentic spiritual journey. If you found this discussion valuable, we encourage you to engage with our content. Please subscribe to our channel for more insights on spirituality and personal growth. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to exploring more topics with you in the future.